Blake Shelton had the cutest reaction to Gwen Stefani's songs when they got together. In the glittering world of showbiz, few love stories have captivated fans quite like that of Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. What started as an unexpected romance blossomed into a musical partnership, a marriage, and a bond that has fueled the heart of NBC's The Voice for multiple seasons. But even with their deep connection and shared time in the coaches' chairs, Blake Shelton was recently caught off guard when he revisited Gwen Stefani's music in a way he never expected. His reaction? One unforgettable phrase. Holy hell. So what sparked this honest, unfiltered reaction from country star Blake Shelton? Was it nostalgia? Shock? Or a newfound appreciation for the sheer power of Stefani's musical legacy? Let's dive deep into what prompted that exclamation, how it reflects their complex artistic relationship, and what it reveals about the dynamic duo that continues to fascinate audiences across the nation. Blake Shelton's life after The Voice. When Blake Shelton stepped away from The Voice after 23 seasons in 2023, fans were left with a mixture of sadness and understanding. After all, Shelton had become the heart and soul of the show, its longest-serving coach, a fan favorite, and a charismatic presence that brought both charm and competition to the iconic red chairs. But behind the scenes, Shelton was yearning for something different. He spoke openly about wanting to slow down, spend time on his Oklahoma ranch, and devote more energy to personal life, especially his marriage to Gwen Stefani. In interviews following his departure, Shelton emphasized how The Voice had changed his life, not just professionally, but personally. It was the very show that introduced him to Gwen. But just because he left the show didn't mean he left music, or Gwen, behind. Revisiting Gwen's musical roots. Months after stepping down from The Voice, Blake Shelton found himself with time, precious, rare time, to reflect on things he had never truly paused to explore. One evening, as the story goes, he was lounging with a glass of bourbon and scrolling through old performances of Gwen Stefani on YouTube. What began as a casual trip down memory lane turned into a full-blown Gwen-a-thon. He clicked through no doubt classics like Just a Girl, Don't Speak, and Spiderwebs. Then he dove into her solo catalog. Holla Back Girl, Cool, What You Waiting For? Each song, each video, each vocal performance seemed to trigger a wave of emotion, appreciation, and yes, astonishment. Sources close to Shelton say he exclaimed more than once, "Holy hell, this woman is a badass." But the one that truly made him sit up, stunned, was her 2004 hit, What You Waiting For? A song laced with anxiety, surrealism, and raw creativity. Holy hell, he reportedly said. I had no idea it went that hard. The country star meets avant pop. It's no secret that Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton come from wildly different musical backgrounds. Shelton, a country traditionalist with roots in Nashville and Oklahoma, often sings about small-town life, love, heartbreak, and the outdoors. Gwen, on the other hand, is a California-bred pop-punk fashion icon whose music is infused with ska, reggae, electronic beats, and themes of identity and rebellion. Their differences should have clashed, but instead, they combusted into chemistry. While fans adored their relationship, musically they remained on opposite ends of the spectrum. Blake had always supported Gwen's artistry, but never fully immersed himself in her early catalog. Until now. Blake always respected Gwen's music, but he didn't get it in the way that her fans did. A close friend of the couple shared. He knew the hits, but he hadn't really dived into the meaning or the layers of her work. Watching him discover that now, it's actually really sweet. That holy hell wasn't just about surprise, it was about recognition. A private playlist with public implications. According to insiders, Blake Shelton created a private playlist called GS Deep Cuts, a collection of Gwen's lesser-known solo tracks and no doubt rarities. Tracks like The Real Thing, Luxurious, and 4 in the Morning now fill his playlist, with What You Waiting For? Taking the top spot. He listens to it on his truck radio, The source laughed. He'll be driving around the ranch with Gwen's music blasting. It wasn't long before this personal journey began to spill over into his public persona. On a recent episode of Jimmy Fallon, Shelton was asked about Gwen's music. He smiled, shook his head, and said, "Let me tell you something. Gwen Stefani was, and still is, on another planet musically. I went down a rabbit hole the other day, and I just kept saying, 'Holy hell.'" Fallon laughed, the crowd cheered, and Gwen, watching from backstage, reportedly blushed. Gwen's response: amused and touched. When Gwen Stefani heard about Blake's spontaneous musical awakening, she was amused and deeply touched. On her Instagram stories, she posted a screenshot of a text Blake sent her. "Why didn't you tell me early winter? Was this emotional? Holy hell." She captioned it, "LOL. Welcome to the club, babe." Later, during a backstage interview on The Voice Season 28, where Gwen returned as a coach, she elaborated, "It's funny because Blake's always been supportive, but he's more of a country guy, right? So for him to suddenly connect with the stuff I made when I was, like 20 years old, it's kind of surreal. But I love that he's seeing that side of me now. It's like he's meeting a younger version of me." That quote struck a chord with fans. The idea of Blake meeting the past Gwen through her art, after years of knowing her as a partner, wife, and friend. Artistic rebirth, or just husbandly admiration. The question that floated around entertainment circles was whether this newfound appreciation would result in a musical collaboration that leaned more into Gwen's sonic world. They've done it before. Tracks like "Nobody But You" and "Happy Anywhere" climbed the charts as sentimental country pop ballads. But now, whispers of a Gwen penned track for Blake, or even a No Doubt meets Nashville experiment, have begun swirling. A producer who previously worked with the couple confirmed they've talked about doing something really different, something more Gwen forward. "Blake's into it," he said. "If I can figure out how to sing something like Cool without sounding like an idiot, I'll do it." What that sounds like remains a mystery, but fans are already eager to hear how "Holy Hell" could translate into melody. The power of reinvention and respect. At its core, Blake Shelton's reaction speaks to something deeper than just being surprised by a song. It's about rediscovery. When we fall in love, especially in the whirlwind of celebrity, it's easy to compartmentalize someone into who they are now. For Blake, Gwen has always been the glamorous pop star, his teammate on The Voice, and the love of his life. But revisiting her past through music reminded him, and reminded all of us, that people are not one-dimensional. They evolve. They hold multitudes. Gwen Stefani isn't just the woman who makes his favorite coffee or decorates their house for Christmas. She's also the fierce, wildly original artist who, at 25, wrote songs that still blow minds today. And Blake's honest, country boy reaction, "Holy hell," is a reminder of the magic that happens when you allow yourself to be surprised by the people you think you already know. The Voice legacy, more than just talent. In the grand narrative of The Voice, which has launched stars, sparked controversies, and witnessed endless coach banter, the story of Blake and Gwen might be its most enduring legacy, not just because of their romance, but because of how their relationship continues to challenge the boundaries between genres, identities, and expectations. Season after season, they represented more than just coaching styles. They were symbols of how opposites can attract, how art can bridge backgrounds, and how love can deepen over time, especially when grounded in admiration. This latest moment, with Blake diving headfirst into Gwen's back catalog, feels like a continuation of that story. Even off the show, they're still teaching each other, and us, something. Fans react? He gets it now. Social media lit up after Blake's comments. Gwen's fan base, affectionately called the Harajuku Hearts, welcomed him with open arms. One post read, "Welcome to the Gweniverse, Blake. Took you long enough," another fan tweeted. "Blake Shelton just discovering what you waiting for is the cutest midlife crisis ever." Even country fans showed support, with one noting, "I never listened to Gwen before Blake married her, but now I'm hooked. That girl's got pipes and poetry." The music goes on. While Blake Shelton may have left The Voice, his musical journey is far from over. And Gwen Stefani, who continues to defy age and genre with every new project, shows no signs of slowing down. Together, they embody the kind of artistic curiosity and romantic spark that keeps both their careers and their connection alive. So the next time you hear Blake Shelton mutter, "Holy hell," remember it's not just an expression of surprise. It's a revelation, a tribute, a reminder that music, like love, can still astonish us, even when we think we've heard it all before. And in the world of The Voice, that might be the most powerful performance of all. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.